Hello, this is Scott Biceno from telecoms.com here at Mobile World Congress 2019. I'm talking to Srini from Comviva. So Srini, why don't you start by telling us what the sort of main themes of the show are for you?
So the way I kind of look at things, the way they're panning out these days is we used to talk about mobile, mobility, but digital seems to be pretty much what the show is going to pan out. And the reason I'm using the word digital in a little more broader context, the show used to be pretty much a telecoms-driven one, but every year we've kind of seen in new industries being associated with the show. I myself come from a banking and payments background, and where last 5 years, I believe very clearly mobile, because of mobile money, especially the financial inclusion part of it, where telecommunication companies have been at it in a big way, became an integral part. But I also see other banks and other entities really coming in. But now I actually see, be it connected cars or other stuff. So I think the industry is, the scope of the industry is really widening, and it's not about telecom or mobile anymore. It's about connectivity, and the whole thing is through digital. And I think that's the way I believe the whole show and the world is headed.
Yeah, I completely agree, and obviously a lot of the talk around 5G is about branching out into other verticals and all that sort of thing. So why don't you tell us a bit more about Comviva and how you're sort of exploiting this opportunity?
Sure. So as far as Comviva is concerned, as you would know, we kind of focused on what we call content, data, and commerce-based organization. So the verticals that we have, with a big horizontal of analytics, because this data is also the next big story, and it kind of spans across content, which is delivered to consumers, how do you deliver to them, commerce, about how do you manage payments and banking transactions, and data itself is a huge thing that's kind of really going on. And what Comviva used to focus on is about mobile technologies, and that's been the genesis of Comviva. But today we're saying mobility and digital based. We're really kind of saying that every industry would need solutions for the three verticals that I just named about, and trying to ensure that with our experience and expertise in the whole mobility side of it, can we really play a role for any industry and organization that needs solutions so that they can kind of leapfrog and really leverage the digital native world, if I may. And that's the whole focus of Comviva now.
Cool, and just as a final question, can you give me some insight into how the sort of conversations you're having with the market, how they're receiving this message, what kind of demand there is for this sort of thing?
Sure. So if I were to look at banking and the payments world, which is what I head now, I would say, as I mentioned, financial inclusion, I think, has gone a long way. The countries where the whole GDP has gone to the next level because of people kind of coming into the organized financial services world. If you look at India, it's nearly 100% banked because of what it's called the focus on identity technologies, which is the national ID scheme, but more importantly, focusing on opening bank accounts and enabling them through the mobile phone. So people who've never had technology suddenly got touched, and they use only technology to do all their banking and payments transactions. And similarly, you look at Kenya, Zimbabwe, so that across the globe, I clearly have seen that focus on financial services outside of banking, including getting loans, etc., has really kind of been possible because of mobile technologies. Now, what I see is banks are also kind of now trying to leverage that for the consumers who already are banked. But how do you kind of make a differentiation? And here is where I feel the other tech companies, the fintech players, and everybody else is also getting into the payments and the banking space. So I kind of clearly see banks also wanting to get onto this wave of enabling digital into every transaction of theirs, every workflow of theirs, especially where there's a touch point with the consumer, and enable that better experience, a la, if I may, the consumer internet companies. I mean, so the consumer internet companies, especially what we call about the FANG, the Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and Googles of the world, have taken the consumer experience to the next level, and that's clearly been riding on the digital curve. It's about taking those stuff and making them what I call banking and payments aware. And if you were to kind of do that, and especially with the likes of the PSD2, if you were to look at Europe, where open banking is the buzzword, can I understand what it means and deliver the right solution and experience to the consumer is what I kind of see, and that is where I think we are focusing as well.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you.